Well, good day, friend. Ted Ciuba here, author of the new Think and Grow Rich. You've heard about that book, I'm sure. This thing's all things in the spirit of the new Think and Grow Rich, too. And today we are doing a review on one of the books in the sub 4-minute extra mile series. And that book is Same Winds, Different Directions. Same winds, different directions. Glad to have you with us. Like I said, Ted Ciuba here. And the whole purpose of this series, this work included, is that it's inspired by, we've adopted the training system that Roger Bannister used that made him the first human to run the impossible sub 4-minute mile. And that's short, intended, focused training sessions that lead you directly to what you are looking for. You can escape a lot of the other stuff, and that's basically what we're talking about. Sub 4 minutes. Each session is 1 point, one training session, and then you get on with your life empowered, recharged. So let's look at it. So we got the sub 4-minute extra mile, and we got different works here, of course, that are coming, that are available. And the one we want to look at is today's title in Amazon. We're now in Amazon. Is Same Winds, Different Direction. Let's look inside the book. And so we take a look here. The first thing we want to look at is the front cover. There you are. Same winds, different directions. What do you know? Now let's say the first pages, I would assume, would be the first pages of the book that we can scroll through, right? But what we want to look for is the table of contents, because this lets us, it's kind of hard to see here, isn't it? I'm going to flip over to a PDF one. Table of contents lets us look at and see what we got in the book. And here we are, PDF version, which you can see much clearer. As all of them, we have 19 titles. The introduction and the index don't work. These are all brief training sessions. The feeling that masquerades as good sense. The power of decision or indecision. There are no guarantees. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail. Without women, what good would money be? That's the shipping magnate Aristotle Onassis said that. You see that in quotes. Both currents are strong. Do your dreams. It's how you attack things when things shift. Look, there's our title piece. Same winds, different directions. Imperfectly done, but done. And there's others, On the Threshold of Unparalleled Success. That's one I particularly like and recommend to you. And today we're going to take a look at, obviously, the title piece, 23. Let's rock on down to page 23 here. Ooh, must be it. Same winds, different direction. Let's talk about reframing, recontexting, and reconceptualizing. These seem like new words from the new NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, the new NLP methods of understanding and designing communications. Yet often you hear me say, this philosophy is not new. In fact, you find, in my humble opinion, one of the best, most actionable presentations of these aspects of our philosophy that's ever been produced in Sun Tzu's work itself, the oldest military treatise in the world, The Art of War. He talks much about knowledge of terrain, the enemy, your own troops, supply lines, etc. And he makes a major point about turning misfortune into gain. Talk about the ultimate reframe, recontext, and reconceptualize misfortune into gain. Sun Tzu is not advising people to change their thoughts about things so that they can have inner peace and get on their life without excess baggage. No! He's going a step further. What could be more real, imminent, and beset with genuine mortal dangers than battle and war? If you don't want to use it as a metaphor, which you couldn't do any better, it's a real training manual, still required reading for military officers. Instead of negative setbacks and events becoming Instead of negative setbacks, events become positive stepping stones and opportunities. For example, instead of a partner who ruined you by embezzling $200,000, you've got a cheap lesson quick in discerning character so you can achieve all your goals instantly. Maybe they become positive stepping stones instead of negative setbacks because that is the way you choose to engage and move forward in life. In other words, you intend that you'll make everything that happens serve you no matter what it is. Question: don't you find yourself more jazzed when you're tearing into opportunities than when you're beset with problems? Events and conditions just are. The meanings you assign to them are within your complete control. Remember the philosopher poet who says you are master of your fate? He's talking about this. You are master of your ship because you can choose how to drive your organism. Same winds, different direction. You can take the events that discourage and defeat common people and engineer and condition them to progress and motivate you. Isn't this what Edison did? Though many unenlightened laughed at his repeated attempts and dissed his consuming interest in the light bulb as a folly, Edison saw nothing of the sort. What Edison saw with each experiment was progress. The lottery of experiments began to talk. There's more than one dimension to any complex problem. Don't forget, Edison was entering entirely new ground at the time. And the light bulb that is so common. Edison. Stereo, audio, headphones, everything we have. Edison. The message of the various elements and methods began to sound a message that Edison finally discerned. Without this effort in experimentation, he would never have progressed to the breakthrough point. The light bulb didn't come with no thinking. It took massive thinking, a lot of alpha time. Do you see the absolute and utter difference between Edison's attitude to repeated defeat and the ordinary person's? I can't remember, do you? What did those scoffers contribute to society? We do know that through Edison came a quantum leap. All right, folks. Wow, that's a good one. I like that. Through Edison came a quantum leap. Different, same winds, different direction. Let's take a look at another one, should we? How about, well, let's see. I might have marked one up here. Here you go. Look for the yellow. There's yellow on one. Oh, that's the one we just got through reading. Here we are. Imperfectly done, but done. There was an American general, and by the way, I'm not too big on war, but that was General Patton. There was an American general during World War II who was quoted to have said, "A good plan violently executed today is better than a perfect plan executed next week." The words may not be exact, and I could have even got the wrong war, but you definitely catch the drift. And that is a characteristic of achievers who get ahead. They're decisive. They get enough information and they act. Some people call them impetuous, semi-impetuous. Of course, the ground they cover compared to a normal person is incredible. But they get enough information. They make a decision and they move on it. That's a trait you can develop too. How do you develop decisiveness when you haven't had it? Well, I call it the appointment technique. Make an appointment with yourself that's starting tonight or tomorrow or this weekend or in 14 days or in the next business meeting, whatever it is. You're going to make a decision. You're going to think something through, get the best evidence organization together that you can briefly, and you're going to decide within a certain specified period of time. And when you do it once, you do it another. Remember, make an appointment tonight, tomorrow. When you do it again, it's all here now. If you're making changes, decisions, it's always going to incorporate a change. Now, that change may be minor, as in the decision to pay the credit card bill this week instead of next week, or to pay it next week, the decision to use the credit card next week instead of this week because it'll go on a different month's billing. Some things are incredibly minor. Some things are, I've lost my job. I need to start over. I want to do this right. What do I need to think and consider? What field, what profession am I going into? But it doesn't really matter. The process is the same. You don't get to stop. You don't get to take time out. The clock is still ticking. You get to do your analysis, briefly bring it together, make a decision, and move forward. Because, you can always adapt. See, imperfectly done. You can always adjust, adapt. And further, it will always be imperfectly done the first time. No matter how well you rehearse, practice, think about it, plan, and strategize otherwise. Look, imperfectly done, but done. That's the thing. Imperfectly done. You can do it again. You can practice. You can rehearse. You can revise what you put out. Done. All right, folks, I tell you what, Ted Ciuba, and I tell you what, thanks for tuning in with us again. Today, we have done a review of Same Winds, Different Direction, one of the series in the sub 4-minute mile series. Got a whole collection there, by the way. Quantum Business Acceleration, 7 multimedia training sessions are there. Sub-minute extra mile, sub 4-minute extra mile. Go there at any time. Here's the whole concept. Defy the status quo in short, regular, focused, intense, intended training sessions. Redefine possibility. Thanks for tuning in to this sub 4-minute extra mile. Thanks for tuning in to the review of Volume 5, Same Winds, Different Directions. And to get your own copy, go to this link right here, thinkrich.com/S4M/VOL-005. VOL, that stands for volume, VOL-005. Same winds, different directions.